In the introduction, the author writes about the meanings of caste and group names changing over the time. Although it is true, in recent times, there is no value for any of these when one has money. However, this situation is only in the cities. If you go to the rural areas, caste is still rampant. In the description of Vellalas, the cultivators, they come across to be the gangs shown in Indian movies. Gangs that collect hafta to protect businesses from other gangs and gang wars. Similarly, the Kadavas too, forming mafia and collecting country protection fee. We haven't innovated much over these centuries, have we? I am Shweta on We Read That Too. If you don't want to miss recommendations of books that are worth your time and money, then subscribe to my channel right away. The more I read Anirudh explaining about medieval citizens gifting or making donations to the medieval temples built by the royalty, the more I thought about the current practices. These days, we see people gifting to a particular temple, saying the particular deity will make all the dreams come true. I think this practice is from the medieval times when people gifted to the temples built by the kings and queens, hoping they would notice the generosity and favor the gifter's dreams. I guess over the centuries, the tales of wishes being fulfilled by the kings turned into the wishes fulfilled by the gods. The instance of a Chola military officer making donations to a temple and leaving inscriptions with tall praises for his king and immortalizing his donation speaks volumes about the New Age temples and their long list of donors, their names engraved on polished granite slabs. This is used as a tool to elevate the social status of the donor. Gone are the days when the left hand did not know what the right hand was doing. I'm not talking about Apna Hath Jagannath or self-service as per the slangs. I am talking about charity work. Maybe this can be considered to be similar to claiming tax exemption in the name of donating to political parties as per income tax return filing. Why don't Indians learn from the personal debacle of Rajendra Chola I, which was caused by giving birth to too many children? Maybe we Indians are too picky about our lessons. Describing Rajendra Chola's conquest of the eastern coast and bringing water from the river Ganga to the south, Anirudh Kanisetti quotes Professor Daud Ali, who has translated this from the conqueror's inscriptions. The cosmetics from his body gave the river Rajendra scent, causing her lord, the ocean, to become suspicious. Anirudh clarifies here that it is the suspicion of cuckolding. I had to search on Google what cuckold means. Merriam-Webster says cuckold means a man whose wife is unfaithful. Here is Rajendra Chola, a man literally having numerous wives, unleashing his army to kill and women captured in wars, some of which were fought to fetch a pail of Ganga's water and bring it down to the southern part of the peninsula, where, forget about Ganga herself, not even a single tributary of hers flows here, paraded among other rivers that were actual reason for the flourishment of the Deccan and below, and his poets, Rajendra Chola's poets and followers, claim the ocean was suspicious of Ganga. Fantasies and audacities of men have not varied much despite the gap of centuries between generations. Anyway, back to cuckold. This word has its origin in French. Imagine the word itself being a cuckold. Just Google it, you will be entertained for a few minutes at least. Know someone who would like this video? Then share it with them. We have seen this happening in Lords of the Deccan, and now we see it happening in Lords of Earth and Sea. I am talking about hiring Sanskrit speaking North Indian Brahmins to be priests in the South Indian temples. Do you know what this reminds me of? Us. the current times. We Indians have and still are learning English and perfecting the language. Maybe we will beat the Brits at their own unoriginal language. Back to Sanskrit, it is not like the South Indians didn't know the ancient language. Heard of Adi Shankaracharya? He is the one who re-established Kumbh Mela. He is from the southern part of the country and is credited for formally structuring the ancient practices in our day-to-day lives, the pilgrimages we take, and so on. You will hear more about Adi Shankaracharya from me soon. Reading about Kannauj protector, I felt Rajadi Raja must have been purely delusional in his desperation. I mean, he is the king. He can claim anything, but this was too far-fetched. Had there been internet in those days, citizens would have looked up facts and laughed at Rajadi Raja. Or maybe not, just like how we believe anything and everything our politicians tell us. If you wish to read this book review, then head over to the blog. Link is in the description. We Read That Too is also on Instagram. Tax evasions of Chola times are similar to what we have under 80G and 80GGC. Tax evasions were not the only modern world problems the Cholas faced. They also had real estate mafia, aka land grants to the temples. What is the need of medieval kings to be sexually objectified by a female, irrespective of the female's age, and in turn objectify? Was it a king's deed or just a poet's imagination running wild? This too hasn't changed over the centuries, seeing a female's body just as an object of sex, no matter how beautifully it is described. Although we are from the land of Kama Sutra, these poems must have been like Savita Bhabi of medieval times. Or were those poets right? I mean, that's how fans of movie stars behave nowadays. Kinky, sadistic royals. Money can really make people lose sense of reality. This is from what is eroticized. Lord knows what kink medievals, the ministers, courtiers, and public were up to.